Hello everyone, and welcome back to Little English Studio. Today's story is not about a footballer or an athlete. It is about someone who grew up on screen in one of the most beloved film franchises of all time, and then went on to use her fame and voice for something even greater. This is the story of Emma Watson, the girl who became Hermione Granger, the actress who grew into a global icon, and the woman who now inspires millions through her work for gender equality, education, and human rights. So sit back, relax, and join us as we dive into the incredible journey of Emma Watson, from her childhood in Paris to the shining lights of Hollywood, from Hogwarts to the United Nations. Emma Charlotte Dwyer Watson was born on April 15, 1990, in Paris, France. Her parents, Jacqueline Lousby and Chris Watson, were both lawyers. They lived in France during Emma's early years, but when she was just 5 years old, her parents divorced. Emma moved with her mother and younger brother, Alex, to Oxfordshire, England, while her father stayed in London. This separation was not easy, but Emma grew up with love from both sides of her family. She often described her childhood as full of books, imagination, and independence. From a very young age, Emma showed signs of being a performer. She loved dressing up, reciting poems, and acting in school plays. Teachers noticed her confidence, her clear-speaking voice, and her ability to memorize lines. At the age of 6, Emma told her parents that she wanted to become an actress. While most children had dreams that changed every week, Emma's dream stayed constant. She joined the Oxford branch of Stagecoach Theatre Arts, where she studied acting, singing, and dancing. Though she was still just a child, her passion was clear. In 1999, when Emma was 9 years old, casting directors across the UK began searching for young actors for a new film project. That project was the film adaptation of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books. Millions of children auditioned. Hermione Granger, the clever, brave, book-loving witch, was one of the most difficult roles to cast. The producers wanted someone young, smart, and natural. Emma's teacher at Stagecoach suggested her for the role. At first, Emma thought it was impossible. She auditioned multiple times, reading lines, performing scenes, and waiting nervously. After months of searching, the producers made their choice. Emma Watson would be Hermione Granger. When the news came, Emma was shocked. She had never acted in a film before. Yet suddenly, she was about to become one of the most recognizable faces in the world. Filming for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone began in 2000. Emma was only 10 years old. On set, she met Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint, who would play Harry and Ron. The three of them quickly became friends. But they also had to grow up in front of cameras, surrounded by directors, producers, and the expectations of millions of fans. When the film was released in November 2001, it became a worldwide phenomenon. Audiences fell in love with Hermione, the smart, brave, sometimes bossy, but always loyal friend. Emma's performance was praised, and she became a star overnight. For the next decade, Emma dedicated her life to Harry Potter. She starred in all 8 films, from The Philosopher's Stone to The Deathly Hallows, Part 2 in 2011. During this time, Emma balanced filming with her education. She studied on set with tutors, took exams, and maintained excellent grades. Hermione was famous for being the smartest witch at Hogwarts, and Emma, in many ways, was just like her character. Growing up as a child star was not easy. While other children went to school dances or summer camps, Emma spent her time on film sets, surrounded by cameras. She once admitted that she sometimes felt trapped. For a while, I didn't feel like I had a normal childhood. I couldn't go anywhere without being recognized. I was Hermione everywhere I went. But Emma did not let fame overwhelm her. Instead, she worked hard to remain grounded. Her parents made sure she stayed focused on her studies. Her friends from outside the film industry treated her like a normal girl. By the time the final Harry Potter film was released in 2011, Emma was no longer the little girl who started at age 10. She was a confident young woman, ready to take on the world beyond Hogwarts. After finishing Harry Potter, many expected Emma to continue acting full-time. But Emma surprised the world by choosing education first. In 2009, while still filming Harry Potter, Emma enrolled at Brown University in the United States. She studied English literature and later spent a year abroad at Oxford University. This decision showed Emma's determination to live a life beyond fame. She once said, "I wanted to prove to myself that I was more than just Hermione. I wanted to learn, to grow, to experience university like anyone else." At Brown, she tried to live as a normal student. Of course, she was still recognized everywhere, but she managed to build friendships and focus on academics. In 2014, she graduated with a degree in English literature. Emma's acting career did not stop with Harry Potter. She took on new roles to challenge herself and show her versatility. In 2007, she starred in Ballet Shoes, a BBC adaptation. In 2012, she played Sam in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, a coming-of-age film that received critical praise. Her performance showed she could succeed outside of Harry Potter. In 2013, she appeared in Sofia Coppola's The Bling Ring, a film based on true events about teenagers who robbed celebrities' homes. She also made a cameo in the comedy This Is the End. But perhaps her most famous role after Harry Potter was in 2017, when she played Belle in Disney's live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast. The film was a global success, earning over $1.2 billion worldwide. Emma's performance as Belle, strong, independent, and intelligent, resonated with audiences everywhere. While Emma's acting career grew, another side of her identity became even more important: activism. In 2014, Emma was appointed as a UN Women Goodwill Ambassador. That same year, she gave a powerful speech at the United Nations headquarters in New York, launching the HeForShe campaign, which encouraged men to join the fight for gender equality. Her speech went viral. People admired her courage, her clarity, and her passion. She spoke not only as an actress, but as a woman who believed in fairness and equal opportunities. Emma began to dedicate more time to activism, fighting for women's rights, education for girls, and sustainable fashion. She worked with organizations around the world, visited countries where girls lacked access to schools, and used her fame to bring attention to important causes. She once said, "I don't want other people to decide who I am. I want to decide that for myself." Despite her fame, Emma Watson has always been known for being humble and private. She avoids social media for long periods, saying that constant attention can be overwhelming. She keeps her personal life mostly away from the spotlight. She enjoys reading, writing, and spending time with close friends and family. Emma also became known for her interest in fashion, not just as a celebrity wearing glamorous dresses, but as someone who cares about ethical fashion. She worked with brands promoting sustainability and even served on the board of directors for Kering, a luxury fashion group. In recent years, Emma has taken breaks from acting. She has explained that she sometimes needs time away from the spotlight to focus on herself, her studies, or her activism. Fans have sometimes worried that she might quit acting, but Emma herself has said she is not retiring. She is simply choosing projects carefully and making space for other parts of her life. This choice reflects Emma's independence. She is not driven by money or fame, but by purpose. She once said, "It's not the absence of fear, it's overcoming it. Sometimes you've got to blast through and have faith." Emma Watson's legacy goes far beyond Hermione Granger. Yes, she will always be remembered as the clever witch who grew up at Hogwarts. Millions of fans grew up with her, and generations to come will still watch Harry Potter. But Emma is also remembered as a woman who used her platform to make the world better. She showed that fame can be used responsibly, not just for glamour, but for justice. She inspired young people to read, to learn, to believe in themselves. She encouraged women to fight for equality and men to support them. She proved that intelligence, kindness, and courage can shine just as bright as beauty and fame. Emma Watson's journey is extraordinary. From a little girl in Paris to the magical halls of Hogwarts, from blockbuster movies to the United Nations stage, she has lived many lives in one. But what makes her story most inspiring is not the fame or the money. It is her determination to stay true to herself, to fight for others, and to remind the world that we all have the power to make a difference. At Little English Studio, we celebrate stories like Emma Watson's because they show us that being a hero is not just about magic or movies. Sometimes, it's about standing up for what's right, using your voice, and inspiring change. Thank you, Emma Watson, for reminding us that the real magic is in courage, kindness, and equality.